The sequel. Nobody asked for? Well folks, he's back. Just when you thought the political landscape couldn't get any more unpredictable, here comes Donald J. Trump, ready to shake things up once again. It's like a plot twist in a movie you didn't see coming. But here we are, bracing ourselves for the next chapter in this ongoing saga. Like a bad rash, or that shirt you swore you donated to charity, Donald J. Trump is looming large over American politics once again. His presence is as undeniable as ever, casting a long shadow over the political arena. Whether you love him or loathe him, there's no escaping the fact that Trump is back and ready to make headlines. The man who once claimed he could shoot someone on Fifth Avenue and not lose voters is back for round two. His confidence remains unshaken, and his supporters are as fervent as ever. The rallies, the speeches, the larger-than-life persona, it's all making a comeback, and it's bound to be as polarizing as it was the first time around. Only this time, he's got 4 years of experience under his belt. 4 years of navigating the complexities of the Oval Office, dealing with both domestic and international issues, and of course making headlines with his unfiltered approach to politics. He's not the same outsider he was in 2016, he's a seasoned player now with a track record that speaks volumes. 4 years of experience doing what, you ask? Well, that's a loaded question. From controversial policies to high-stakes negotiations, from impeachment trials to Twitter feuds, Trump's first term was anything but dull. His tenure was marked by a series of unprecedented events that left the nation divided and the world watching in astonishment. Well, that's a question for the history books and therapists. Historians will undoubtedly spend years dissecting his presidency, while therapists might have their hands full, helping people process the emotional roller coaster that was the Trump era. It's a period that will be studied, debated, and remembered for generations to come. The question on everyone's mind, of course, is whether this Trump 2.0 reboot will be a triumphant return to glory, or just another season of reality TV-style chaos. Will he manage to rally the nation behind him, or will his return only deepen the existing divides? The stakes are high and the outcome is anything but certain. Will he make America great again? Again? His supporters certainly hope so. They believe in his vision and are ready to back him up for another term. The MAGA hats are back, the campaign signs are out, and the enthusiasm is palpable. For them, Trump's return is a chance to continue the work they believe was left unfinished. Or, will it be more a case of make America great again like nails on a chalkboard of international diplomacy? Critics argue that his return could spell trouble for America's standing on the global stage. They worry about the potential for more diplomatic faux pas, more strained alliances, and more controversy that could undermine the country's credibility. One thing's for sure. It's going to be interesting. Whether you're a supporter or a critic, you can't deny that Trump's return adds a new layer of intrigue to the political landscape. The debates, the discussions, the drama, it's all set to unfold in ways that will keep us all on the edge of our seats. Grab your popcorn, folks, because this show is just getting started. The next few months are bound to be a whirlwind of events, and you'll want to stay tuned for every twist and turn. Whether it's a blockbuster hit or a controversial sequel, one thing is certain. It's going to be a spectacle you won't want to miss. Let's talk about the economy. Trump's economic policies during his first term were, to put it mildly, a mixed bag. Tax cuts for corporations and the wealthy? Check. Tariffs that sparked trade wars? Check. A booming stock market, at least until a global pandemic hit? Check. Will he double down on these policies? Will he unveil a brilliant new economic plan that will make us all millionaires? Or will he just keep tweeting about how great the economy is, even if it's news to our bank accounts? Your guess is as good as mine. Good as... More like America first, everyone else hold my Diet Coke. Ah, foreign policy, the area where Trump truly shined. If by shined, you mean set everything on fire with a tweet. Remember when he cozied up to dictators and alienated our allies? Good times. Will Trump 2.0 usher in a new era of diplomacy and global cooperation? Or will it be more of the same America first rhetoric that leaves the rest of the world wondering if we even remember they exist? Stay tuned. Social unity. It's the dream, isn't it? A country where everyone gets along regardless of their political beliefs, race, religion, or love of pineapple on pizza. Sadly, that dream seems about as likely as Trump admitting he lost the popular vote. Twice. Can Trump 2.0 heal the divides in American society? Can he bring us all together? Or will his divisive rhetoric simply pour gasoline on the already raging dumpster fire of our political discourse? Honestly, I'm not sure I want to know the answer. Climate change? More like climate change your mind, am I right? The debate around climate change has been raging for years, with scientists warning us about the dire consequences of inaction. Yet there are still those who refuse to acknowledge the overwhelming evidence. Climate change, it's real, it's here, and it's terrifying. From melting ice caps to extreme weather events like hurricanes and wildfires, the signs are all around us. People are taking to the streets, demanding action from their leaders. The urgency is palpable. Unless, of course, you're Donald Trump, in which case it's a hoax perpetrated by the Chinese, probably. Despite the overwhelming scientific consensus, some leaders continue to spread misinformation, casting doubt on the reality of climate change. Will Trump 2.0 see the light both literally and figuratively, and finally take climate change seriously? The world watches and waits, hoping for a shift in perspective. Renewable energy sources like solar panels and wind turbines offer a glimmer of hope. Will he invest in renewable energy and work to protect our planet? The potential for positive change is immense, but it requires commitment and action from those in power. Or will he continue to deny the science and roll back environmental regulations, leaving future generations to deal with the consequences? The stakes couldn't be higher. Our planet's future hangs in the balance. Let's just say I'm not holding my breath. The skepticism and inaction of some leaders leave many of us feeling uncertain about the future. But one thing is clear. The fight against climate change is far from over, and it requires all of us to stay informed and engaged. So, are we doomed? Maybe, but hey, at least it'll be interesting. So there you have it, a glimpse into the potential dumpster fire, presidency of Trump 2.0. Are we on the precipice of a golden age of American prosperity and global leadership? Or are we about to witness the sequel to a disaster movie that nobody asked for? Honestly, it's too early to say, but one thing's for sure, it's going to be a wild ride. Love him or hate him, and let's be real, it's mostly the latter. Now I know what you're thinking. John, you haven't been exactly neutral in your assessment of Donald Trump, and you're right, I haven't. But in the interest of fairness, I think it's important to present both sides of the coin. Trump's supporters see him as a successful businessman who isn't afraid to speak his mind and shake things up. They admire his no-nonsense approach and his willingness to challenge the status quo. They believe he's a strong leader who will put America first and make our country great again. His critics, on the other hand, view him as a dangerous demagogue who is unfit for office. They point to his divisive rhetoric, his history of racism and sexism, and his disregard for democratic norms. They fear that he will erode our institutions, damage our relationships with our allies, and further divide our country. It's undeniable that Trump's presidency has been one of the most polarizing in modern American history. His use of social media, particularly Twitter, has been both a tool for direct communication with his base and a source of constant controversy. Supporters argue that his unfiltered style is a refreshing change from the polished, often insincere rhetoric of traditional politicians. They appreciate his willingness to bypass the mainstream media and speak directly to the people. Critics, however, see his tweets as reckless and unbecoming of a president. They worry that his impulsive online behavior could have serious consequences for national security and international relations. Beyond social media, Trump's policies have also been a major point of contention. His administration's stance on immigration, for example, has sparked intense debate. Supporters praise his efforts to secure the borders and protect American jobs, while critics decry what they see as inhumane treatment of immigrants and a betrayal of America's values as a nation of immigrants. On the economic front, Trump's tax cuts and deregulation efforts have been lauded by business leaders and conservatives who credit these policies with spurring economic growth and reducing unemployment. Yet opponents argue that these benefits have disproportionately favored the wealthy and increased the national debt, leaving the middle and lower classes behind. In the end, whether you love him or hate him, there's no denying that Donald Trump has left an indelible mark on American politics. His presidency has forced the nation to confront deep-seated issues and has sparked a level of political engagement not seen in decades. As we move forward, it's crucial to continue these conversations and work towards a more united and just society, regardless of where we stand on the political spectrum. The Art of the Deal, Presidential Edition. So, what can we expect from a second Trump term? Will he be chastened by his impeachment and the events of January 6th? Or will he be emboldened, more determined than ever to remake America in his own image? Will he be able to work with Congress, or will we see more gridlock and dysfunction? Will he be able to unite the country, or will he further divide us? Only time will tell. Buckle up, America, it's gonna be a bumpy ride, again. One thing's for sure, we're in for a wild ride, so buckle up, America, and get ready for the Trump 2.0 presidency. It's gonna be something. And as always, I'll be here to break it all down for you, with as much humor and insight as I can muster. Because let's face it, we're all gonna need a good laugh. Drop your thoughts in the comment, hit that subscribe button for more laughs and debates, and don't forget to share this video with your politically curious friends. Experience, explore, engage, elevate.